What's up, everyone? We're back with episode 4 of Become Your Best, and in this episode I'm going to be going over the best training program to get you in the best shape of your life. Now, in the earlier episode, I broke down some high-intensity interval training that would take care of the majority of your cardio. So in this video, I'm going to break down the resistance training side to help you get there, okay? So first, we want to kind of think what would be an optimal amount of times to train during the week. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and go with 6. I know it kind of sounds like a lot, but sometimes you have to do something that's not going to make you the most comfortable if you want to go somewhere where you've never been before. So I'm also basing this toward natural athletes. So what I have always found to be optimal is going for a push-pull legs routine with a day off and then repeating push-pull legs. So let me get a little more in depth on that. So on your push days, that's going to involve all of your push motions, okay? So you have your chest, your shoulders, and your triceps, okay? So during those days, you're going to be focused around big compound movements. Now, there's going to be a lot of controversy about what is the best type of movements, so I'm going to go off of the movements that are going to give you a really good metabolic response that are going to generate a ton of calorie burn. So for example, on your push days, the staple of one of your days is going to be the bench press. Generates a ton of calorie burn, it's going to make you work hard, and it's going to help you get in that shape that you need to get into. On your second push day of the week, your main compound movement will be a standing overhead press. Another great movement that's going to generate a ton of calorie burn and also help you get there, okay? Now we'll look at our pull days. So on our pull days, I would just say that the standard conventional deadlift is a great movement to generate a ton of calorie burn and also help develop your back, which isn't necessarily going to be a bad thing. And then on your second pull day, I would say another strong standard compound movement would be a barbell row. So our focus that we're looking for on these days are movements that's going to generate a lot of calorie burn, since we've said that the majority of us do want to lose fat to get in the best shape of our life. So the best way to lose fat would be generating that extra calorie burn through these big compound movements. Now we'll switch over to the leg day of training. So as everybody I'm sure guessed, the barbell squat will be the staple of the first leg day. And on the second one, we're going to go to a sumo deadlift, which is another really good lower body movement that's going to make you work hard, and it's going to help you generate that calorie burn that's needed. Now for the other, we would call accessory movements on those days, those aren't quite as important as the big compound movements, but some suggestions that I would have for those days. On your first push day, maybe it would make sense to be more predominantly chest movements, and then maybe a little bit less on the shoulders, and then just maybe 1 or 2 exercises for the triceps. And then on your second push day, maybe a little more predominantly shoulder movements and a little bit less chest, and then about the same on triceps, if that makes sense. And then maybe on your pull days, you still kind of want the back to be the main focus, but maybe just putting in a little bit more biceps on that day. And then on your leg days, it's always going to be really important, in my opinion, to make sure that we're hitting the quads, the glutes, and the hamstrings. So just have fun on those days. So for example, for those accessory movements, on the push days, I'm really a big fan of dumbbell presses and everything like that. So maybe just alternating incline or flat dumbbell presses on that day. Also throwing in some type of fly movement, either with a cable or any movement that you do. Let's make sure we're getting that good scapular retraction that we want, so we're engaging the chest. And then also for the shoulder part of the push day, we definitely want to do some side laterals, definitely want to do some rear delt movements and everything like that. As for the triceps, you have your staples like the dips, the rope press downs, and things like that. Now for your other days, like your pull days, the accessory movements would be, your chin-ups or your pull-ups, you have your pull-downs, your pull-overs, your one-arm rows. All those accessory movements aren't going to be quite as important as the big compound movements. So the point of this episode is just to get you thinking big picture. And the big picture is, let's go in the gym, absolutely crush it. We're going to lift some heavy weights. Now, here's another thing. The rep range that I would recommend being in are probably probably going to be around 6 to 8 to 10 reps. I like to keep the rep range pretty low, and the reasoning is because it's going to force you to work the hardest. I know a lot of people have been brought up thinking high reps get you ripped, and that's actually incorrect. And there's tons of studies that have shown that. So as long as we're training with enough volume and you're working freaking hard through every set, you are going to generate the calorie burn that's needed to get in the best shape of your life. So I hope this brought some good light to the subject about, trying to put together the best training program. Push, pull, legs, day off, push, pull, legs. And I'm just telling you right now, I think this will help you get to where you need to go. There'll be more videos on this subject. I hope this was a good start, and I hope you enjoyed the video.